Hello everyone and welcome back. Today I'm diving into Far Cry Blood Dragon with a bit of a twist. Instead of using the usual arsenal of guns, I'll be going through the game using only melee weapons, the bow and the killstar. No guns, no bullets, just pure chaos. I originally wanted to do a killstar only challenge, but cheating that weapon in is impossible. Anyway, let's see if I can actually survive this and beat the game this way. Can I beat Far Cry Blood Dragon without using any guns? Let's find out. I decided to crank up the difficulty to hard to make this more challenging and intense, and to stretch out the game a little bit. The first mission, it forces us to use the minigun. I was honestly worried I might be stuck right off the bat, but the enemies aren't too much of a threat. With a little bit of healing, I could just plow through their attacks. Plus, we get an introduction to the stealth chain kill mechanic, which, spoiler alert, I'm going to use a lot later on. As I push through, I reach the garrison and attempt to take the enemies out quietly. But let's be real, my stealth is loud at best. Things quickly go south and I'm suddenly swarmed. It's a desperate battle, but after lots of grenades and healing, I manage to clear the area. Then we meet our best friend Spider, which is where my panic level goes up. Escort missions suck. I'm already barely staying alive as it is, how am I going to protect Spider too? I try stealth again, but of course my noisy ass ruined that. So it's time to go full chaotic mode. Grenades become my best friend as enemies cluster together, making it easier to clear them out. Despite my crazy knifing rampage, I'm managing. Until I fail the mission and leave Spider to die. Then, bam! My game crashes as soon as I leave that cave. Great. After tinkering with a bunch of settings, the game works, at least for now. I'm avoiding the dragons and keeping things relatively chill. Nothing too exciting happens here, it's just mostly just me running from the blood dragons. Now, this is where the game starts getting fun. The bow is amazing for taking out enemies from a distance, and I start clearing out areas a lot faster. The garrison is finally secure, and I realize I don't need to clear out every location. They're not really worth my time, but of course, things take a turn for the worse. I accidentally shoot a gun. Though I'm counting this as a mistake since I didn't use it to kill anyone. But then my sins have come to haunt me, because the void has come to consume me, but it was no big deal. I'm forced to do a side quest to unlock the bow permanently through the weapon lockers. It's a stealth mission, and I actually pull it off. Distracting the guard, taking down the others, and rescuing the hostage goes smoothly. Finally, I get my bow and arrow. Our next mission is to go to the dam to blow it up, but whilst travelling, I get a little sidetracked by his enemies, so I use my trusty bow and arrow to kill them, and lose track of where I'm meant to go, but I arrive to go pick up the C4s. I plant the C4 charges at the dam and realise they're all duds. After a quick trip up to the bridge to meet up with an engineer, I get a lovely surprise. My game crashed, and all my progress up to this point gone forever. Yeah, that's not frustrating at all. Alright, so I have slightly exaggerated earlier when I said the run was lost forever. It just turns out the game wasn't totally broken, but it crashed so many times I just had to reinstall it to keep playing. But now we're back on track. It's time to take on another escort mission, this time with the engineer. Let's hope this goes better than the last one, where I barely managed to stay alive, but I don't think I can manage another loss. So I start picking off enemies one by one, this time trying to be smart about it, being stealthy, not getting swarmed, and keeping the chaos manageable. But then, out of nowhere, I run into this pyrotechnic guy. And you know what? No problem. I take him down with ease, which honestly feels a bit like a victory at this point. If I could survive that, maybe I could actually get through this whole challenge. But I'm not out of the woods yet. Moving on, I reach the reactor, and things get even more interesting. I have to swim underwater to activate some switches. No big deal, right? Well, it turns out this whole section has a twist of its own. Normally, you'd expect some gunners to come after you in full force, but I kid you not, they don't show up. So what did I do? What any rational person would. Camp the spawn points and just farm the enemies. Might not be the intended strategy, but it definitely worked. I'm 900% sure the game did not expect me to do that. But hey, I'm not complaining, it's working for now.